time.
Welcome to the Still Dripping Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason, speaking. Joining me on the move tonight, we're missing Dan the man. Hopefully
Shocker.
he'll join later, but we got Hayes Holla
Yes.
taking a vacation from normal life in Florida, joining us finally. And we got LP.
Satellite office.
I'm off the grid.
Nobody knows what that means.
Oh. I need everyone to go follow us on Instagram at StillDrippingTN. Go rate and review us on iTunes, wherever you listen to this podcast. And Hayes, you got a question to kick us off, right?
Well, first of all, follow the algorithm. Rate 5 stars. Cookies on the bottom shelf. Follow the card one and the Twitter one. And all those other things that you should do. Hey, this is the closest in the last week that I've gotten to actually creating this merch that we've been talking about for 10 episodes now. And so I'm really excited that it's almost going to happen where I'm going to almost put the pen to pad.
You wrote the idea down on a piece of paper.
I got the idea. And I've transferred files that need to be transferred from my phone to my computer so I can start printing. That's a big step here. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Shut up, Mason. Shut up. Like you're doing crap. Oh, I'm a host. I defer responsibilities for everything else. And listen, Landon, you don't do crap anymore. You do absolutely crap. And Dan, who knows why? Dan's about to get keithed out. Oh, bleep that.
You are fake news.
Who did that?
That was me.
Mason, we have sound effects now.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, man. We've got our own as well.
Low key, it's a mammal. It's got nipples. You can nurse it just like you can a cat.
Oh my gosh.
How much time have you spent doing that?
When I'm recording and I find a quote like that, I just save it. So I've had it saved. I just found a website that'll play it for me.
Bro, that one is so good. That is so rich. All right. So
anyways, yeah.
So here's my question. I guess it's a question. Maybe it's more like a comment. All right, Landon. I mean, I'm a pretty big Kanye fan, but I think you got me beat, probably. There's a lot of people that probably have me
Undoubtedly.
beat. So I guess I'll let you talk a little bit about this album that came out and your thoughts on it. But I really, as it relates to everything that we usually talk about, does this get you any closer to getting a pair of Yeezys? Like, I don't understand it. I guess now, no?
No, I'm not in the lifestyle. I was a Kanye fan before he made a killing off of merch, selling $200 shirts. I don't know if you saw the Balenciaga stuff that he dropped on the album drop day, like a $200 shirt, $60 hat, ridiculous. Can't get with that. I just enjoy the music. Appreciate it for what it is.
Not the shoes.
No shoes.
Wow, I guess that's surprising. And is it the Adidas part or is it the principal part?
I just don't like the shoe. I don't think it's a good looking shoe.
Well, he's got other models, not just the 350.
The Wave Runner? Okay, yeah, that's true. So good question. The Wave Runner, love it. I would wear a pair of Wave Runners.
Well, why
I'm not going to shell out the money for them.
Well, you got all those shoes that you're trying to get rid of, so why don't you just flip a couple pairs and just buy some Wave Runners?
I need to tell a delicate story that has broken my heart. So on the onset of the pandemic, I unloaded a bunch of pairs of shoes, and I lucked out and got a double win on the Syracuse Dunk Lows and the Kentucky Dunk Lows. They dropped on the same day, and I got both of them on sneakers. I turned around, got scared because I thought, oh my gosh, the pandemic, better sell all my shoes so I can buy milk and bread to live. And I sold both of those shoes for $350 for
Total?
both. Total.
Wow.
One of those shoes is going for $600 right now.
Why?
A basic as it gets, orange and white dunk and a blue and white dunk. The Kentuckys are going for around 500.
What's the pandas?
The what?
The pandas.
Black and white dunks?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're at.
Well, I'm gonna look because I had them and I sold them early, which means I'm
So
an
this is the
idiot.
beginning of the end of the Jordan 1. Because if you look,
What?
all of the prices on the Jordan 1s have stalled out. Go look it up.
I think
Dunks
everything
are
is almost stalled out.
Oh, it's not that
dunks.
bad. So the Panda
Dunks are
ones
through the roof right now.
are 325. So that's not that bad. I sold it
Yeah,
280.
but the Pandas are more recent than the Syracuse and the Kentuckys. Those dropped
true.
in 2019.
It's because the summer's over. College sports are coming back.
Mm.
Gotta load up.
So ask me a real question about Kanye.
What did you what your true opinion about this album that came out suddenly on Sunday was?
Suddenly,
it's a,
if you were a true fan, you're following him. You knew it was coming out Sunday.
yeah, no, but it's a 10 out of 10 in your opinion.
I mean, it's a.
Don't be a prisoner of the moment.
I was talking to somebody the other day. Actually, not the other day. Actually, tonight I was talking to them, and they were giving really good constructive feedback and being very analytical and decisive on their feedback on the album. And I basically told them, listen, I am so deep in the Kool-Aid, I couldn't begin to make an unbiased judgment on this album. I am so far deep into the lore and just story behind his life and the storyboarding and the legacy of everything that's led up to this moment. It is unreal. I will say one piece is on Gel when Jay-Z drops the album, the verse of the century when he says, made in the image of God, that's a selfie. Oh my gosh. I was talking to the guy about that and he said, I can appreciate that. It is cheesy, but I can appreciate that because it's an ode to I'm a God. I said, wait, is it? I thought it was just, I took it at face value, no pun intended, that it was like a Bible. It's a Bible verse, right? Made in the image of God. But this guy, I don't think he has faith. And he was looking at it at a different perspective. And I appreciated that because he was looking at it as a true Kanye fan and thinking, made in the image of God, that's a selfie. He's thinking, I made that own image. Like I took a picture of myself. I'm a God. And I was like, wow.
So the
So
weird
talk to
part
people
is
that don't come from the same that aren't cut from the same cloth
perspective.
as you, and you'll learn something.
Yeah, I agree.
And I didn't disagree with him. I didn't argue with him and like throw Bible verses at him. I was just like, I validate that opinion. That's cool.
So I'm as big a Jay-Z fan as you are a Kanye fan, and like it's close. I'm a big Kanye guy. Have since
Return of the Throne,
2001, 2002. So it was very interesting hearing Jay-Z talk like rap like that. Because here's the other thing: is that if you go back, there's a song on the Black album, which is probably my favorite album of all time, that is called Lucifer, and it's about he's like tempted by the devil and yada yada yada. But you go read it, and like he quotes several biblical reference things in there, and he even says, like, if you go watch, there's a documentary that's called Fade to Black about his last concert that he did before he retired right then.
Yep.
And one of the things he said is he says, quoting the Bible, and I never read that beep. And you go back and listen to the song, and it's like some of the stuff he says in there is like, holy crap, he actually, it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And even more so on this verse where I was like, where on that verse was very, I don't know how he is able to say some of the stuff that he did would not have some biblical knowledge or some sort. I'm not judging him. I mean, this isn't a judgmental kind of thing.
So the thing that I love about Kanye is he meets people where they're at. All right. Jesus is King drops. The first live performance of Jesus is King was at the Staples Center in LA. And he brought out almost like a bunch of people that he was featured on it. And one of those people was Pusha T. And Pusha T, he brought together the clips again, right? They said they would never record again. He met them where they were at, brought them back together. Pusha T, the ironic thing, was at a strip club the night before the performance. And then the next morning is surrounded by a Sunday service choir rapping about God. And so it's like, I'm not condoning that. Like I could talk, you have your opinions on that. But Kanye reaches out and he meets people where they're at. and I'll respect that.
Have you listened to it, Mason?
I haven't gotten a chance to yet.
All right. So you want an
Yeah.
unbiased opinion? Like I'll give you a really like just
Yeah,
a
hit
true,
me.
a purely musical.
I'll have my opinions ready for next week.
Okay. So he does do a good job. So several things that I liked is that I kind of expected there to be a little bit of a left turn, and all of a sudden it's going to be a lot more Life of Pablo and less Sunday Service, and that's not the case. Like Kanye West is Sunday Service Kanye West through the whole thing, which was
Ooh,
very.
Really?
You didn't feel that way?
No. It's Sunday service influenced, and the
Yeah,
choir
no. He's a little
are
more
on
braggadocious. What I mean is, like, he didn't immediately make a left turn and go back to talking about strip clubs.
Yes,
That's
okay,
what I
yeah,
mean.
I agree. The
That's
pendulum
my-
didn't turn all the way back.
Correct.
It just made a little bit of a turn.
But hardly
Well, it's
any.
not.
I
it's
wouldn't say
not
it's very
worship,
minute.
right? It's not worship, but it's.
I would dare say it's worship.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard it, so I
so
was
much
just-
of it is still in that line, but it's not Sunday service. So you shouldn't go into this thinking that it is, but there's a lot of similarity for sure. There's a lot of influence of it. It is very, very experimental sounds. So if you go back to 808s and Heartbreak, which any current rapper that's
Love that.
but most of in your age, like your age people, like that's a hugely influential album for them. See, look, and every Lil rapper like out there, all these guys that you know on the radio, at least today, would tell you that's the most influential album of their childhood and growing up in teen years. Like all of them say that. And I definitely was feeling parts of that to this where you're going to hear it and it's very ambient environment sounds. I'm sorry, that's kind of producer talk, but you should go. It's not like
Moon is a great example of that. Kid Cudi on Moon in this album is exactly what you just described.
So there's a lot of songs where there's no kick or snare or hi-hat. It'll be a sound and occasionally it'll be like a heavy bass or a sub or an 808 every once in a while. And that's hard to get used to because
that's exactly what I think of when I think of 808s and Heartbreak. It's like
well,
that,
even more so.
that vibe.
So even turn that up.
Okay.
I would have said it's like a bleeding edge. It's not even like it is bleeding edge of experimental.
It's not complete. Like it I feel like he was still he tinkered with it for 3 listening parties, and some say that. So he had 2 Atlanta listening parties. He had a Chicago one, and that was the final one. Some say that the second Atlanta listening party was the peak, and that he almost overdid it and over-engineered for Chicago, and so that's why you see the part 2s of some of the songs. Because the ones that are not part 2s, just the regular ones, that's the Atlanta listening party. Part 2 are the over what I feel like is, well, I agree, is over engineered, try to add too much to it. That's the part 2 of Jail is where he takes Jay-Z off and replaces him with DaBaby and Marilyn Manson. And you're like, what's going on here?
I didn't get all the way through Jail Part 2. I'm just like the Jay-Z one. I like the original. Here's what I'm saying. I think if you're going in expecting, I'll tell you, I was having this conversation with this dude at work about it today, and I keep hoping that, or I went in listening, man, there's going to be a famous, there's going to be a No More Parties in LA. There's going to be and it doesn't happen. Like it's not. And what I mean is, I'm not even talking about, I'm glad he's turned his life around like legitimately and he's not rapping about stuff like that. What I'm saying is there's not a structure of a beat that's even close to any of that. It's a lot of, if you go look at the production credits, there's a lot of Boy Wonder and a dude named 88 Keys, and it's way more they're way more trappy production wise, but there's hardly there's a lot of songs that have no structure of a hip hop song. And as somebody that just likes that sound, I'm not a huge fan of it. being so totally inverse of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Something I'm curious to that same vein, Hayes, is it dropped and it was the clean edited version,
Which I love.
I
There's
love
not
that.
even there's not even a not one.
Right. Because I was sitting in Atlanta at the listening party and was like, it hit me when the first curse word dropped. Because like, man, I haven't heard that. Like, it wasn't Kanye saying it. It was somebody that was featured on it. And so I was surprised. So I don't know if they're going to release an unedited version.
I don't think so, but he's even said that in the past. If you go listen to more current interviews, there was one that he's in Wyoming and they're talking about, his transformation and all of that. And one of the things that he says is the guy starts asking about his catalog and what's he gonna do with that? And he says, well, I mean, everything's going to change going forward. And so it's consistent with what he said, where he's like, there's not going to be he didn't even put out a version of it that isn't edited, which is really, really cool.
So here's a question. If you're a feature on that album and you recorded, it was unedited because it was unedited at the listening parties, do you feel silenced by the end product?
I don't think so. I think you want to be associated with anything that man has to do. And I suspect they knew that they're playing by his rules and that's the rules. And I don't think so. And I think he's going to be like, screw you if you care. Or if you do have a problem with it, okay, well, then I'll just take you off, right?
So here's the last bit of news, and we'll wrap up the Ye talk. Soulja Boy came out on Twitter and said, I got ghosted by Kanye on this album. Apparently, he recorded a verse for, this is going to kill me. He recorded a verse. And so after the album dropped, Soulja Boy posted screenshots of conversations he had with Kanye, where Kanye like reached out to him, was like, hey man, I want you on my track. He recorded it and then just like left him in the dust. And Soulja Boy today released what is said to be the video of him rapping it, like Soulja Boy rapping in the studio. But for all you know, he could have like recorded that like last night and then posted it. But it's trash. It's so bad. Like
no.
Kanye made a great executive decision there because it was remote. It was on the track remote. So bad.
Let's be honest. The last 50 times I've seen Soulja Boy has been a picture of him from like 2005.
Correct. Hopped outside my bed, get my swag on.
I got me some bathing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But so even after all this, you're not one step closer to if it was a Nike Yeezy, like you wouldn't even get a Nike Yeezy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know they're expensive as crap, but
with a Nike
Yeezy. So we're getting somewhere then. So it is largely that it's Adidas.
I don't like that they don't have insoles. I just can't get with that. I don't know what size. Like I'm at the point where like I'm not going to pay resale and I'm too nervous to pay even retail. Reset. I just sound like Jay-Z. That was awesome. I can't pay retail because I don't know if they're going to fit me. And you can't go into a store to like try these on. Like, I just don't agree with.
You said you don't like Jay-Z?
No, I said I sounded like Jay-Z.
Oh, you said like Jay-Z.
In my head.
Okay.
It was stupid. I really didn't. But yeah, I don't know. Like if I knew my size, maybe. And then the sizing's just all over the place. Like a V2 and a V1 are different sizings. So I know I'm tried and true. Nike's going to do me well. Okay. I know what my size is.
That sounds like Mason.
Yep. Stay on the train. Stay on the Nike train.
I'll still say the Yeezys are the most comfortable shoes that I've ever had. I love the 350s. I've got multiples, and you can't go wrong with them. Now I'll say I'm a 12, and every Jordan and Nike I haven't tried on a Jordan or Nike shoe in probably 25 years, 20 years at least, and I'm a 13 in a Yeezy. So they run a little bit small.
That's wonky.
That is weird.
See, I've been told they run big because they don't have insoles. It's ridiculous.
They've got insoles.
Because
I had an 11. Yeah, I had an 11 and a half that I gave to Nate Furman. And they barely fit me because I took the insoles out. I was like, okay, they fit me a little bit better. I was like,
See, that's the thing. Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking about NMDs. They don't have insoles.
Okay.
But I want a shoe that I can get out of the box and keep the insole in, and I know it's going to fit.
But Yeezy will. I think you just don't like Adidas, which is fine.
I just feel like I'm going to be noted. I'm going to be acknowledged as that guy walking down the street in Yeezys. Like, I don't want to be that guy.
What do you mean?
Hey!
So it's got a negative context now?
100%.
Yeezy does? Are you comparing this to On Clouds?
In a different cultural arena, yes.
I don't know.
I don't think I agree with you
if I'm
there.
going to agree with that.
You are fake news.
Like I'll say this. I cannot believe I'm about to say this. So you can record me. This is recording. I can pull off an On Cloud better than I could a Yeezy. Like someone would see me in On Cloud and be like, yeah, that's on par for the course. Someone sees me in a pair of Yeezys, there's like,
I feel like that's a little racist towards your own self.
it 100% is.
I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but
I don't think I do.
Mostly because I don't know. When I see a lot of Yeezys, I know they flood the market. I just think, oh, they're probably fake. There's so many fake Yeezys out there, especially in those 350s, that that's the first thing I think. I don't even know how much a pair would be that somebody has on, but I just think, those are probably fake. They're so easy to get fakes.
That's
so
true. There's a lot of bad fakes, just like anything else.
right.
Would you rock a fake Yeezy?
Probably before I would rock a real Yeezy,
Really?
Wow.
which is like never.
Why?
Because I don't want to pay for one. I have
Can't wait to get
no
my fake On
desire.
Clouds.
So are you guys saying if I came to you, Mason, this is totally possible, by the way.
Okay.
If I said, I've got a pair of 12 Yeezys, you can have them.
I'd say
You
give
say
them,
no?
give them to somebody else that'll appreciate them.
No way. Not touching this.
You guys are stupid.
I'm not hating on you. It's just somebody would appreciate those a lot more than I would.
I'm not taking
They
those in haze.
They look like elf shoes. I would look like Will Ferrell in Elf wearing a pair of Yeezys. I would look like a clown. Like I'm owning up to that.
I think
Yes, I'm being racist
I
to
think
myself.
when I bought them,
I'm
I would have
not
thought that I
cool
would too.
enough to rock Yeezys. That's the core. We've gotten down to the core of the issue.
Let me show you some elf shoes. I actually just came across these today. The Billie Eyelash. Yeah, I messed up the name on purpose. Air Jordan 15.
Yeah.
She has her own Air Jordan? No.
Yeah,
What
she
is
does.
Oh, no.
what are we doing? That is
Look.
a terrible shoe. I don't even know
The
who
15 was a bad model. All she did
It
was
was
just color them
terrible.
white. What's so bad about them? I hate the shoe anyway, but I mean,
I hate her. So most overrated artist of the late 2020s,
Yeah, I don't-
I
I
don't
don't
get
know.
it. I
I
don't,
don't
get
get it either. Yeah, the
That's
Billie
a singer.
Eilish. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna hurt any of our fans.
no, I think
With
there are
that.
going to be agreement. So let's talk about something that everybody's going to love.
Yeah.
The ACG Moabs coming out.
Oh,
Landon,
yes.
go.
Let's
This is my
go.
pick of the week.
Give them all to me. The purple pair,
The purple.
please. Oh,
I
but
would probably take any of them, but
But are the purple
You-
pair coming out? I haven't seen them coming out.
yeah.
later.
Oh yeah, it's on sneakers right now. No,
Not this week.
It's
The
on
blue
the
and orange are
3rd.
coming out.
no, it's
What?
both. Look.
No,
both
the
of them.
all purple.
Not-
Get,
Oh, the
yeah.
all
get up
purple.
to
Oh, this is
speed.
the
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
I'm going. I'm sorry. This is the ones I'm
That's
going.
the that's
Those
the
are-
original.
Those are
Yeah,
my favorite.
I'm going OG.
Yeah.
No, the
Oh.
all purple pair. Travis Scott wore them, and so now it's like
Oh, of course.
it'll be impossible. to get
Landon's
'em.
a hype beast.
He is a hype beast.
I just said I would look better in On Clouds than Yeezys, and you're calling me a hype beast? Get out of here.
All right. So since I'm on this already, yeah, 100%. You guys should be. I mean, this isn't picks of the week, but I mean, whatever. You need to. If you're a true sneaker person, you need to cop or try to get some of these because they're just so dope. I mean, it looks beautiful. Every part of it.
Would you climb a mountain in those? Do you think that
Yes.
those would withstand a
Yes.
full-on mountain hike?
I would climb a
so.
mountain in those.
Almost
100%.
the
look-
ankle support looks
They
good
look
enough.
so comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for when I'm hiking a mountain. I don't care about nothing else. I just want comfort.
Where's the air unit? Is it full air or just in the hill?
It looks like it's just in the heel. But I don't know. It could be full. I'm not.
So
not
what's the
too
Moab
versed.
a combination of? It's the Hirachi and what else?
I think it's just a hiking boot.
Yeah,
Or
I
But
That's
it's
think
got
a
so.
Hirachi
combo.
vibes.
Yeah, it's
100. Oh yeah, no, that's because that's
Hirachi.
the same
So
era.
Hirachi, yeah,
That's the
Hirachi
same
came,
era. 90,
was like
91, 92.
the Hirachi name comes from they're like a Indian tribe that was known for running. So
Let's
that's
go,
why
Mason.
it came from like a
That's
runner.
really solid info.
And
That's
right there.
deep. I didn't know that.
I don't know what the logo is exactly. It's dope. And I remember the first time that I saw they had, so when I worked at Nike, we had Hirachi Freeze come in. And it was the first Nike shoe that I remembered not having any swoosh, anything
Yeah.
on it.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh, I got to get that. It just said Nike across the back. I'm sure these say Nike Air across the back strap. But these just said Nike and it was like black on black. So you couldn't really see it. Oh man, they're just so clean, like really clean shoe. But yeah, that's so really, I mean, they had basketball shoes, they had these running shoes, everything. It's just that was it in the 90s.
Okay, so just because I'm on sneakers and I'm looking at this because I was going to bring this up, so now's a good time. What about this Jordan 4 women's shimmer,
I think they're fire. I think they look so dope.
Landon?
Garbage.
I
Oh,
think they're
you're a
totally
hater.
fire. So listen, here's the deal. They look very much. I bet in person they look almost identical to the sale off whites that I
Yeah,
have. I bet
I
they're
can see
very
that.
very similar. I suspect. But here's my question. I can't remember if we've talked about this much on this podcast. Women's shoes, like dudes wearing a pair of women's shoes. I was really against it until the sales, honestly. I still think I'm pretty against it, but I don't know why. Like I don't.
Because you're
Any
against
thoughts?
women.
What are your
That's
thoughts,
not
Landon?
true.
Hayes and I did talk about this on a podcast,
Did we?
but I think it was just one-on-one pod. So Landon, what you got?
I've been known a time or two to wear a pink shoe. I enjoy
That's not what we're talking about.
bright,
I have pink
obtrusive
shoes as
colors.
well. That's
Well,
not
no,
what we're
because
talking-
I think some people their line would be, "I'll wear a women's shoe unless it is a shade of pink." But I'm saying you bring on the pinks, the purples,
100%.
the lavenders, the blush yellows. You bring it on, baby. I'll wear it. So I'm all for wearing women's shoes. If you can rock it, make it look good, I got no qualms about it.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think really historically it was like men have their shoes, women have their shoes, but then Nike started coming out with really dope colorways for only women. And so then what do you do then? You just got to go find a size 15 women's in that shoe.
Yeah.
I think with
We're
the
13 and a half since you're 12.
the satins were the ones that started
Satins.
first, right? That really popped off. The shattered backboard satin is the one that I remember being a
Landon,
women's
do you still
shoe
have
and-
those?
No, I sold them.
Yeah, but those, yeah. So once I think that kicked it off, where it was like, oh, men can rock those. So okay.
So these fours, do they remind you? They remind me of the. I'm gonna butcher this name. It's like Hinder Shimmy. It's
It's
the
the
Hinder
leather
scheme.
ones.
Hinder
the-
scheme.
Yeah, the
Hinder
leather
Scheme,
ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
all leather.
So, yeah, I
Not-
thought
not
so
an-
as well.
Not an official Nike product.
It's like
It's
a
so dope.
it's like a dress shoe.
I wanted to buy those. I at some
They're
point will
so
buy those
dope.
probably.
So I looked for their website. They got shut down by Nike, I believe.
Shocker.
Yeah. So they did like I think NMDs maybe or something else. They did a lot of different like sneaker culture type shoes in that all leather dress shoe. Hayes, Landon and I talked about this shoe last week. Have you seen these social status chocolate milk dunks and the strawberry dunks.
Oh, update to those.
Okay.
They're coming out with a pair of lows, not mids, but they're only in kids sizes, and my heart is broken
Oh.
Show
because
me. Can you show
I'm
me a
pretty
picture?
sure I
Yeah.
said if they were a low, they would be incredible. But the fact that they're a mid, they're garbage. They're the ones with
pull it
like the
up.
gel swoosh.
Yeah, they come out on
I already-
September 4th.
If it's got a gel swoosh, yuck.
It's like a pink gel swoosh.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it was a low, it's dope.
If it didn't have a gel swoosh and it was a low, okay. I don't know if that's a mid. That looks like a skateboard. Remember there's a oh man, there's a model of that's it's more like a oh shoot. It's not SB high, but there's something.
That's the shoe box. So it's
All
like
right, so that's dope.
yeah. The details on it are really dope, but different
wouldn't wear the
silhouette
shoe.
would have been really cool.
If you wear that shoe, you're a schmuck. But hey, wear whatever you want.
If you like it and you rock it, why don't you wear your Duke stuff? Remember that quote?
Yeah,
That was
I
from
remember that. One.
Is that a soundbite?
We don't have it yet. We'll get it.
Oh man, that's a great one.
Here's
Because then
here's a
after that, I go on a
soundbite
big rant.
that I found that really might set Hayes off, but this was an early episode, and I just want Landon to try to explain himself on this one, because I heard it and I remember I need to save this because we didn't talk about it. It was just Landon underneath his breath. So let's listen to it, and then we can provide feedback.
Jordan 3s are trash.
I stand by that statement.
23s are trash.
Jordan 3s
Jordan
are
3s.
trash.
Well, go back.
What was the context?
Jordan
What?
3s are trash.
Shut up, Landon. Say it one more time.
Jordan 3s are trash.
Wow. Hey, we need to stop. We need to stop. So I don't know the context or anything about that comment. And
I know the
feel-
context. I was just telling truth.
I feel like I would have said something had I heard it. Or maybe I
You might not have been on that episode. What
only
what
missed
was I
like two.
talking? What Jordan 3 were we talking about? I know I've talked about the Georgetown 3s because that's
that
what
sounded
Landry
like
was
a
looking at.
general statement that Jordan 3s are trash. Would you stand by that comment?
Yes. I would stand by that. Like I would stand by Kanye till the end, the bitter end.
I
I
feel
don't
like
even
you
know how to
forfeited
respond.
all your rights to have an opinion on a 3 when you said that you would wear on clouds before you would Yeezys.
I didn't say that. I just
Yeah,
said
you did.
I would get less of a
We'll go back to
question
the
by
tape.
viewers.
back to the
No, I
tape.
didn't say I would wear them. No, I said if I wore them, there would be less question of legitimacy of me being able to rock those than a Yeezy. I never said I would wear them, and I would I would never wear a Jordan 3.
Wow.
Missing out. Jordan
Why are
3s
you
are the
even on
greatest.
here anymore?
It's a bad shoe.
It's not.
All right, that's sorry to bring up old arguments, but let's move on. Did you guys see this? Some call it awkward, some call it crazy awesome. I think it's pretty dope.
You talking about Donda?
No,
The first song where he just says Donda. Donda.
that's not what I was
That's to
talking
the
about.
cadence of a heartbeat.
Donda. Donda.
It's the cadence of a
Donda.
heartbeat. You have to
Donda.
know
Donda.
the backstory
Donda.
to appreciate the art.
Donda. Donda. Donda.
Jordan 3
Donda.
suck.
Donda. Donda. That's not
Jordan
awkward.
3 suck.
Go ahead.
Jordan
Landon.
3s are
I mean,
awkward on my
Mason, I'm
feet.
sorry. Go ahead.
Anyways, this happened last year. Dame Lillard did a little cross branding, but this time it's officially branded by Adidas and Reebok with Dame and the Shacknosis. Have you guys seen these?
Mm-mm.
So it's a high, like last year was a low in the PE, but it's a red and black high. It's got Adidas on there.
Oh yeah.
On the tongue, it's got the Shaq logo on one shoe and the Dame logo on the other. So Reebok's on the inside.
Because for our listeners, I don't know if we talked about this. Adidas bought Reebok, and so
But they used to be owned by Reebok, and now they're not. So
I thought they were.
yeah, Adidas sold them off. That's what made this kind of interesting Adidas sold Reebok to another company. a few years ago. So the fact that they came back and rebranded or co-branded this was kind of interesting.
That is
Yeah, it's
interesting.
got-
I would never buy those, and I don't like them. However, it's interesting.
Bach boys for life. Reebok is the
You don't own a pair, and you would
underdog
you.
of the
Oh my
What?
gosh! No, New
What?
Balances. New Balance is the new challenger. Bach Boys is the. Oh my gosh!
Have you
Cannot
seen the new
believe-
UNC colorway of those New Balance trashes? Those are worse than the threes.
It's
trashes? Oh, the 550s. Yes, they're so dope. To each their own.
Oh.
To each their freaking own.
This is our last bit of sneaker news that I've got. But did you guys see this colorway of the Kyrie, whatever he's on now? Kyrie 8? This thing
I don't
is
pay
huge.
attention to anything that's Kyrie.
If so, Kyrie was spotted with these. I don't know if he like made amends with Nike and actually likes this shoe now, but it looks way worse than the
You're
first
right.
pictures.
Follow the money.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Those are
That
dope.
Looks like
Those
a
are
Payless
so
shoe.
dope.
That is
That's
a
amazing.
Payless shoe.
That is a
Look
Reebok.
at all that purple.
That is
I
a
love it.
Reebok.
I want more of it.
That is totally a Reebok. It looks terrible. If you guys don't know what we're
Horrible.
talking about, go look up the Kyrie 8 and they'll have this new colorway. It's like a purple and camo blue on the front and then some other colors on the back. It just looks hideous.
It's-
I can't even
The model, the model is a horrible model. And
It
then you
is.
add on a really bad colorway, and it's got a recipe for being in a Kmart.
it looks like a Kmart shoe mixed with like those Ronald McDonald shoes with the big toes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's just terrible.
All right. You want me to tell you a good beach story?
Yeah, hit us with the beach story, and then if nobody else has anything they hate, I've got a good one that I saw this past weekend.
Okay. I can't possibly connect this back to a shoe or fashion or anything, but it's just a great story. So we're in Santa Rosa. If you know anything about Florida, so it's the Panhandle. The water is crystal clear. It's beautiful. Most of the week, we got one day of bad rain. The very first day we got there was the end of the second Hurricane Grace or whatever. Doesn't matter. Go out, we're snorkeling. I'm with my brother and two of my kids, and I go under, and I'm maybe 3 feet deep, and I see a fish, and I think it's a seahorse because if you've ever seen a seahorse when it's not got the curled up, like it swims like a regular fish. So I think it's a seahorse, and I get all excited. I'm like, call my brother over here. He's like, 100 feet away or whatever. My kids come over, and I get back into the water, and it's not a seahorse. It's a fish that's, I'm gonna butcher this. I think it's called an amarata. It's a fish that you would see. It's a bacteria fish that eats the bacteria off of sharks and whales and bigger fish. It's like a bacteria fish. I have a child that just woke up and he's looking right here at me. The baby. You just wait just a minute, just a sec. So anyway, I go down the water, and this thing is about, I don't know, 5 inches long. Go down the water, we're all excited. It's a sucker fish, right? It's got these suction cups on the top of its head. It's really weird. Usually they're really, really big though. Anyway, I'm distracted by this child that's staring at me now. But it swims up to me and it sucks onto my leg. And I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's on my shin. So I go down and like swipe it away. And all of a sudden he goes to the back of my leg. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And it feels really weird. And then I swear it, all of a sudden it shoots up the back of my pants and gets to my bottom crack and starts sucking onto my bottom crack. And I'm just like, and my brother's there. My brother's old too. And I'm like, it's trying to get in my bottom. And it comes back down. It comes down out of my leg, comes back to the front of my leg. I push it again and it shoots up my pants again. And I go, Heath, it's sucking onto my. I thought this fish was going to enter my bottom and then it sucked onto my undercarriage. And it was really, really, really uncomfortable. And at the same time, so funny. My brother was cracking up. I was trying to get my pants off. My children are all around. I think they knew what it was. Mason, you should probably bleep out all those references. But anyway, it was just hilarious. And only me. That would only happen to me, I think, is a fair thing to say.
Yeah. Wow, I don't even know where to go from there. I'm not
I
even
told you, I
mad.
can't even connect it back to shoes or nothing.
I'm not even mad for my things Hayes hates, but I think I'll get there pretty quickly.
All right, go. Hey, I'm gonna go take care of a child situation. Keep going.
All right. Landon will definitely agree with me on this one, I think, if he's seen it before.
Things Hayes
That was real loud, but all right. So this weekend, I'm gonna pull up the picture so I have it fresh on my mind. We're in a Target parking lot. My wife and my child are with me. And my wife points to this car. It's like an SUV with words like they wrote with that marker on the back of their windshield. And this happens a lot. Like I see this a lot. We're in Nashville, the bachelorette capital of the world. But this one is a different one. It says, Mom's Vacay, buy us a shot, and then list their Venmo name. And I see this all the time with bachelorette parties. But look, I have a freaking job too. Don't ask me to fund your vacation. Like, quit putting your Venmo out there. Like, every time I just want to, maybe I should start doing this. Maybe I should just request money from every single time I see one of these things. Like, who are you that, oh, you're coming in to Nashville? Oh, let me buy you a shot. Oh, you're road tripping? Let me pay for your vacation. I'm not here to fund your freaking vacation. I mean, give me a freaking break. When did we get to this world? Like, oh, dang, everybody's getting unemployment. Let me get some of that. Here's my Venmo. Somebody freaking send me some Venmo money. I'm not sending you money. Quit putting your Venmo on your car. That's all I've got to say. I don't want to get any deeper.
I've got a personal experience. I went face to face with one of these brazen women who expects you to pay for their drinks because they're celebrating the wedding of a friend. I was in Gatlinburg for a bachelor party a couple weeks ago, and we were at, they had those like the whiskey or like moonshine tasting places. We were at a wine tasting place, and we walked up to the bar. It's like 6 guys and these 2, I don't even want to call them ladies because that's giving them too much credit. Anyways, so we went to, you pay up front. So we started to pay, and all of a sudden one of them speaks up and says, "Hey, you're a group of guys. We're 2 ladies. You're supposed to pay for us, right? Like you pay for us. That's the honorable thing to do." And I said, "Ma'am, every man here is married, happily married, especially to a woman not of your caliber." I didn't say that. I said, "We're going to have to just pass on that that opportunity, but thank you." They continued to basically destroy the vibe of the entire experience. They belittled the bartender, talked about how the wine was so bad, gave us bad looks throughout the whole time. And so like I was trying to rally the troops and like, yeah, have a good time, and like just try to just completely ignore these women. But they were like at the bar, like right by us. So they're in our space, they're in our aura. And they walk out. As they're walking out, one turns and looks at us and says very loudly, "Eat my ass," and just walks out.
Oh,
What a line. Drop the mic.
So Mason, we stared the beast in the eye. So what you're talking about, I cannot agree more. This entitlement that men or just anybody, the public, is supposed to fund your good time, get the heck out.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Men do it too. Men just put a GoFundMe and think that we should contribute to your fledgling entrepreneurship thing that you're just going to make money off of. Like, I don't, if you're not gonna put money into do GoFundMe's make you put your own money in first? Because I'm not trying to fund your idea, your cool idea. And I'm not trying to be rude, but nobody's got time for that. Like, it's not my dream, it's yours. Put your own freaking money down. It's not my trip, it's not my vacation. Use your own money. I'm not here to buy you a drink. I'm not here to fund your dream. Yeah, got a little off topic.
Maybe
there.
I'm off base. I thought if it's GoFundMe or Kickstarter is different though, because you like get capital in the company maybe or something like that. And that's the difference between GoFundMe is just like you can give. It's like charity, right?
I think so.
Kickstarter is something different though. Okay.
Kickstarter has like levels to it, where if you donate a certain amount, I think you do get something.
Yeah.
Like a breadstick or something.
A breadstick.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I was close, and I almost just rolled right into another Urban Meyer rant, but I'm going to save it. Football's almost here.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll save it for next week. I feel like that was a decent enough things Hayes hates. So
yeah, I don't really hate much right this minute.
Well, we can just roll right into our picks of the week then. Hayes, coming off vacation, you got any money to spend on shoes this week?
I got nothing because in the last 2 weeks I had to buy a new HVAC.
Oh.
So I'm having to be responsible right now. I don't have any picks. I've tried to even not look. The Moabs, I guess that would be my pick. But be responsible, kids. Budget.
It's a good one. Landon, what's your pick of the week? I feel like we're all hitting the same ones.
Whatever Yeezy's coming out, and I'll throw it away.
It's bull crap.
Any real picks of the week? Got to be the Moabs, right?
Let's talk about these Jordan 1 lows. We talked about those. The shattered backboard ones that look like Chicago's, but they're actually orange. What is up
the
with
starfish.
that?
Yeah.
That's some garbage.
Why are they calling it a starfish?
I don't know. I think it's like an orangish red. I don't think it matches either, but it looks like both. I don't know.
And then at this point, I mean, every time I see or hear the word starfish, I'm going to think about that stupid amarada fish sucking onto my taint. He's knocking on the door.
Wow.
He's on the cusp.
Oh my gosh. My pick of the week's the Air Moab all the way.
Yeah. Okay. That's my pick too. I'll take that.
Yeah. That's my pick. I don't know what Kicks on Fire, what site they're using for their release calendar, but on September 1st, which is when this will come out, so you won't be able to use this one, but they do list the Air Jordan 1 low mocha brown. And I haven't seen those on sneakers. We talked about this a little last week, but I did confirm that it says September 1st. So where are these? Like, where are they releasing? They look pretty dope, but yeah, I'll still say the Moabs, by far the best shoe this week.
So yeah, Supreme looks like absolute trash. Avoid everything on there. It's just.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that this week.
Yeah, you should this week. Did you do anything last week? Did anybody? Do you care even? Because I really try not to. I can't help but look a little bit.
What's Supreme?
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I figured.
Hayes, do you have any New Balance this week?
I mean, I bought a pair, like a good pair. So I'm going to wear them tomorrow. I already got them set up.
It's such a great partnership because New Balance has the personality of Kawhi Leonard, or the lack thereof.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they have the personality of Jack Harlow?
I think Jack Harlow's overrated. So yeah.
No, I don't like him either. I'm just saying, like, he's a big
think
guy.
I've ever heard one of his songs.
Tyler Hero.
What's popping?
Mm-hmm. I don't listen to the radio.
He actually has
I don't either. What I like.
He's got a really cool story. We're not going to spend much time on this. And he is super down to earth, more so than most people, and honest. I really like that part of him. Like, it's the kind of person that you would support, honestly. You should go listen to him. He doesn't think he's special or fancy.
He's kind of like Macklemore. He's like the new age Macklemore.
I love Macklemore. I don't
You
know if
might
that's a
like Jack
surprise.
Harlow.
He's no, he's more nerdy than Macklemore.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
100%, and he owns it.
Is he
Like, he's
deep?
got a
Is
little
he
bit of that-
deep like Macklemore?
No, he's got a lot more of
No.
that Agent Paco, like defamation, not defamation.
Lil Dicky. Not that.
No,
Not as far as Lil Dicky.
He's got
but-
more of the
Self-deprecating.
deprecating. Well, let's play Quidditch. You'd expect me to see me in a library, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry. The sidebar.
Okay. Yeah.
Like he'd wear on clouds for you. He wore.
But he's a big New Balance guy because when he was coming up, nobody in his school was wearing New Balances, and he was just trying to be different. And it just so happened that kind of his ascension corresponded with New Balance, trying to find young people and talent and all that stuff.
And like those
Yeah,
come
sure.
up stories are so cool after the fact, but like in the moment, he probably got made fun of so bad, and like
Probably.
no one appreciated that, right? It's like, who's this jackwagon? But like in the rearview mirror, it's like, oh, that's a cool story.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Man, did not expect a deep dive into Jack Harlow on this episode.
I can't believe you haven't heard What's Poppin'.
It was like the song of
What's
last summer.
Poppin'. Brand new whip just hopped in.
It had the baby on it.
I
It
got
had,
options.
Lil Wayne on it.
Canceled.
He got canceled?
Lil Wayne got canceled. Yeah.
Well, before we go into this, we'll save that one for next week. We're gonna close it down.
Because this
now.
the Trump thing. He got out of jail because of Trump. You wouldn't have done the same thing. Is that why he got canceled?
Let's talk about how Lil Xan
Oh wow.
got off Xanax. Does he keep his name now? He went on like Dateline NBC and talked about recovering from drug addiction.
I'm just gonna delete this part anyways. You can go
What?
ahead.
No, this is the culture. This is what people are talking about. Oh,
We're like,
whatever.
Nobody
man.
is cares about this guy.
Lil Xan. Oh,
No.
that's the youth. That's the youth. They don't
They
care
don't
about
care about
Kanye.
him.
You better leave this.
I generally don't have.
Kid
No
Leroy
chance.
From Australia, from the
There's no
streets, the slums
chance
of
that I'm leaving this. in.
Australia. Kid Leroy, nobody was on SNL with Miley Cyrus.
Yep,
Nobody.
don't care.
What?
Don't care at all. Was that bruh me?
No, that was for Landon.
No, was that me saying that?
Oh no.
Bruh.
You remember this meme?
Got him.
Got him.
All right. Well,
As
that's a
fa-
wrap.
as face tats go, Lil Xan had some of the worst. I mean,
Oh, how did we go this whole time without talking about the fight last night? Jake Paul, 3-0 in boxing,
because who cares?
Nobody cares.
beat Woodley.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. Mason is right.
It was the second
Nobody
most
cares.
streamed pay-per-view of the year, behind
It's
Logan
just
Paul,
a
his
money
brother.
grab.
Still don't care.
It
It's a
was
money
incredible.
grab. It was incredible. Nobody hit the floor. It wasn't real boxing. They were both smiling and hugging at the end.
No, they weren't. Their mothers were, but they were not hugging. Woodley.
Woodley
challenged him to-
Woodley's over here like, I just lost, but I just made like $40 billion. So he's like after the fight, just smiling, like giving an interview.
No, after he challenged him to a rematch. He was pissed.
Yeah, because it was the biggest payday of his life. Of course you get a rematch. That's why Floyd didn't knock out his brother. This is fake news.
You are fake news.
Yep,
I'm gonna love you guys are gonna get so tired of these buttons. Like, wait till next week. Sorry,
dude.
Landon. I just crapped on you, but
I'm not going to bring up another topic. I'm done for this week.
good. Well, thanks for listening to the Still Dripping Happy Hour. Remember to subscribe and rate 5 stars. Hayes, you want to take Dan's role?
You do it, Landon. You need something to talk about.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that handout, Hayes.
You can drop your Venmo if you want, so people can donate to your sob story. which was the end of this podcast. So yeah, drop your Venmo and tell us where they can follow us on Instagram.
I'm not gonna say it. You
Coward.
can say it.
Tell them your address.
I'm
I don't
hurt.
know you. I don't know your Venmo. Anyways, you can follow us at Still Dripping TN. Then landing a couple dollars. I don't know. What did you guys learn this week?
I learned that I have no friends on this earth.
On this earth. Wow, that's
Kanye's all I got. Ride or die.
I learned that life is sometimes like an ocean. And sometimes you're going to think you found something really, really exciting. But when it gets closer, it's going to grab onto your leg and jump up into your and start sucking on it. And it's going to make you feel so weird and uncomfortable and ooey and gooey. It's going to try to enter your bottom. And you're going to be like, not today. Not today, life.
Boom, bitty boom, but boom, ting, tick a dum, ting, dum, tick a bit, bitty, boom, tick, boom, but dum, dee, bum, 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 bum.